Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is yours truly, Jhammaster J. You know that when it's Sunday and it's that time, 11:07 p.m., July 9th, 2017. You know when it's Sunday, you know what time it is. Time for another pay-per-view. WWE's Great Balls of Fire was in the books, and now I must do as I always do, and that's review. This time, now that I got my Windows Movie Maker to work, I'm going to do this in audio format rather than you guys seeing my hairy bearded face on webcam. So here we go. After just finishing this pay-per-view, I can without a doubt surely tell you I enjoyed this. I mean, the past two pay-per-views before this were actually good too. I enjoyed Money in the Bank. I thought it was a pretty decent pay-per-view, and I definitely enjoyed Extreme Rules. So far, a lot of predictions I had in my head before this pay-per-view started came true, and some had weird endings, but they all were exactly how I expected it. No, I'm no sidekick. It's just how it is. Without further ado, let's get to the Cruiserweight match that I really couldn't care less. Because now I care less even more now that Austin Aries was released. Talk about pigeonholed. I mean, oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, Neville retains against the Japanese guy who spotted the Titus brand. Not much to say. The ending was so bad that I couldn't. I couldn't. I don't care if Neville's a fucking heel. Excuse my language. I don't care if Neville's a heel. Come on now. You know what I mean? If you're gonna do heelish things, do it to a point where you just don't see it coming. This was just... what? Moving on. Because I really ain't got nothing to say about that. The opening. Bray Wyatt versus Seth Rollins. Now, the match was okay. Something was missing in that match. I don't know if they gelled. I don't know what it was, but the match wasn't bad. I just felt like, you know, the crowd wasn't invested, as I know they aren't, because they want Seth Rollins. They don't care for Seth Rollins, and anyone tells me they do, is a fucking liar. Seth Rollins... they only cared for Seth Rollins because he was the alternative for Roman Reigns. Anyone that faces Seth Rollins they'll cheer for by default. That's just how it is. Anyone they cheer for against Roman Reigns is by default. That's just how it is. They'll act like they're fans, and they've been fans all along, but no one complains about why Seth Rollins hasn't gotten any TV time or anything like that. So, but I like Seth Rollins. Bray Wyatt won, probably because, you know, if Bray Wyatt were to lose, the stock would go down. So, let's see what they do with this storyline, because obviously it's not over yet, hopefully, and I can enjoy this. Going to the next match, we got... oh, wow. I enjoyed this pay-per-view so much. I forgot. Yeah. Big Cass versus Enzo Amore. Big Cass versus Enzo Amore. Obviously, Cass won. We all seen this coming. I guess they're trying to give Big Cass a Kevin Nash gimmick. You know, since he's literally 7 feet tall, they give the theme music, which is Kevin Nash-ish. You know, they give him, you know, the whole fist to the air stuff, which is fine. If I was WWE, I'd make him wear some kind of attire. Not exactly like Kevin Nash, but those trunks ain't doing it for him. Or at least make him wear gear like Edge. Because the only person that's near 6-7 foot tall, that can wear trunks that I can tolerate is Test. And even before then, Test had some attire. You know what I mean? So, hey, what it is, I expected Enzo to lose, but it was nice to see Enzo have his, promo. It was a really nice promo. Obviously, as long as Enzo is golden on the mic and can talk, just like Dean Ambrose can talk, just like Miz can talk, and as long as he has freedom, because I can say this straight up, I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. I don't care what kind of promo skills you have. If you don't have freedom, you are doomed. But hopefully, if WWE gives him freedom, he'll be able to do good on his own. I think WWE will groom Cass. As long as Cass can do good on his own too. I believe Cass can flow well on a mic as well. Does he have what it takes to be funny? I don't know. But let's see what he has. Can he pull that edge in him? Who knows? Next match. We have the 30-minute Iron Man match. The Hardys versus Sheamus and Cesaro. Obviously, a match that, was amazing. Doesn't disappoint. They do the whole heel gets the first, pinfall. Either way, this was great. Cesaro and Sheamus work well together as a team. The way they flow, the way they just move, the way these guys just freaking just go. And Matt and Jeff, obviously, these guys have been at it for nearly 30 years. So, this is no walk in the park for these guys. So, for Matt and Jeff. So, obviously, when you have that mixed with two good guys in their prime, you have yourself an awesome match like we had today. With, obviously, Cesaro and Sheamus retaining. What's next for the Hardy Boys? That's the real question. Hopefully, they'll be able to do the broken gimmick. Because if they don't, then WWE... What was the purpose of WWE signing them? And on a side note, before I go on to this pay-per-view, I wanted to point out something that I saw a while back. Obviously, they put a picture of Team Extreme, and someone hinted, maybe we could have a broken reunion. And Rebby Sky obviously went on, obviously responded to someone's tweet of that picture and said, obviously she was very derogative towards Lita. I'm not even mad at Rebby for doing that, to be honest with you. The only thing about it is, since the Edge situation, Matt and Lita have been, cordial. I don't see, obviously Matt has no ill will towards Lita. He stole another guy's girlfriend right after the situation. So Matt's the one to talk if that's the case, but, what's done is done. But I can understand if Rebby, might be the control of the situation. I'm telling you, these women like to control relationships. Back to the pay-per-views. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually watched the Sasha Banks Alexa Bliss match. Why? Because I'm 100% for Sasha Banks. I could care less for Alexa Bliss. I care less for her even more because she's the reason why Bayley is, at her career right now. I'm sorry. That whole extreme kendo stick on a pole match pissed me the fuck off, and WWE ruined any chance of Bayley being a marketable character. So, in my protest against WWE, I'm not supporting Bayley at all. I don't care if she's good in the mic. I don't care if she can talk. I don't care if she's got the look. She's hot and I would fuck. But this is not what it's about. This is about actually having people be good and have people's stock rise, or at least not go low. And Bayley's stock went all the way low. So obviously, I was surprised when I saw that little double jointed stunt. Now, Don Tony made a big deal about it on Twitter. Come on. I even retweeted, like, dude, it's not that serious. You know what I mean? No, yeah, we get it. It's been done before, but it hasn't been done since. You know, come on, chill out. You know what I mean? So, I was surprised. It's the first time seeing the double jointed stunt because I'm not a fan of Bayley. Or I don't really care for Alexa Bliss, sorry. So, seeing that kind of shocked me. I'm like, oh, wow, did that happen? And I'm thinking, you know, someone got hurt on a live, this is live pay-per-view, so I'm thinking someone got hurt. You know, we got another injury on WWE. And then, you know, she tricked Sasha Banks. I'm like, oh, she's double jointed. That's hilarious. If I was Alexa Bliss, I'd be very careful because that shit could get you hurt soon. But I wonder where else in her body she's double jointed. Anyway, Alexa Bliss got counted out to retain, just like I thought she would do. I was literally going to tweet, you know, ain't no surprise as to why I will support the women's division on Monday Night Raw even less. But then after Sasha Banks beat the fuck out of her, excuse me, I keep cursing, sorry. After Sasha Banks, you know, messed her up, I was happy. I was really happy. It made me smile. Yeah. But yeah, that was the match. Whatever. Dean Ambrose and The Miz, a match I absolutely have no interest of. Miz retained as usual because he has a bunch of heaters on him, so people don't like Dean Ambrose. I figured, what was the point of that match and the rematch if, you know, that's gonna happen? Why don't you just have Dean Ambrose win the title so Miz can beat Chris Jericho's record of the most reigning Intercontinental Championships? What, you don't want to lose it 9 times? Come on, man. Anyway, it is what it is. So, but I enjoyed it. I thought, you know, the match was okay. I didn't enjoy it, but I thought it was okay. Didn't really pay too much attention to it. I was just listening to a bunch of music, scrolling my Facebook page. Next match. Now, the most important one. Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman. Now, I'll tell you this right now. The match starting off was very slow. But once we got into that LED board, that's when the match got really good. If anything, what happened after the match was even better. I enjoyed it tenfold. Now, you see, obviously, you know, Braun Strowman won technically, but Roman Reigns, because, you know, Roman was going to spear Braun Strowman, he went through the ambulance doors, Braun Strowman closed the door, he won. But what happened afterwards, Roman Reigns breaks out of the doors, beats the holy heck out of Braun Strowman, you know, puts him in the ambulance, and messes him up against a semi. Wow. Now, if it's the one thing we know, the one thing a lot of us knows, and this happened during the Hardy Boys match, Braun Strowman was obviously, you know, bleeding, quote unquote, after getting screwed up in that ambulance. Matt Hardy was getting screwed up. He was bleeding. I'll say this much. Kudos to WWE, because I think they're really slowly but surely I don't want to say they're not being TV PG anymore, but I will say that they're definitely toting the line again. This product's, they're starting to, I've noticed this for a while actually. I've peeped this out. Not just from the time that Braun Strowman tipped over the ambulance, but just a couple of other stuff I've noticed too. WWE's really starting to get a little bit more violent. I mean, even when it got more children oriented in 2009, like I want to say by the time of 2013-ish, it got very noticeably violent. It shouldn't be noticeably violent because it's a kid's product, for the love of goodness gracious. It shouldn't be noticeably, it should be noticeably violent, and that's what happened. I haven't seen anything violent like that since Roman Reigns got tipped over in the ambulance, which was not too long ago. But yeah, I thought, am I gonna call it the match of the night? No, but I will call it the most crowd reaction of the night. Then you have Heath Slater versus Kurt Hawkins. Apparently WWE really didn't care about this match because they were just so focused on trying to get Braun Strowman out. Kudos to Kurt Angle for selling Braun Strowman's injury. That was amazing. The way the facial expressions and everything was actually pretty awesome and on point. Being the manager, being concerned, like Kurt Angle, he's really good at what you can tell. Leaving TNA was the best thing he's ever done because this guy was able to be as comfortable but smooth at the same time, and you could see this guy, Kurt Angle is just good at everything. He's good. Hall of Fame speech, matches, everything. Getting the crowd, like, there's just something about Kurt Angle that's just special. Some people are special. I believe Kurt Angle is like the alpha, is an alpha male. He's, I don't like talking about that, because I believe beta males contribute to things too. That's an unpopular opinion video down the road. Kurt Angle it was amazing. But we got the main event, Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar. And first and foremost, I want to say, hand clap to WWE. You have to give it up to WWE. These people convinced all of us that Brock Lesnar was going to lose this championship. We literally thought Brock Lesnar was going to lose this championship. To the point where even when the match started, from choking out Paul Heyman to kicking Brock Lesnar during that scuffle, to putting him in the Coquina clutch, to even attacking him while, Brock Lesnar was being announced before the match was concerned. Even at one point, avoiding certain moves from Brock Lesnar, the low blow. Should the match have gotten longer? Yes, but it is what it is. Kudos to WWE because they got Brock Lesnar. They made Samoa Joe. They made us believe that Samoa Joe could beat Brock Lesnar. Fortunately, that wasn't the case, or at least I was a little taken back by the time he lifted Joe up to do the F5 when he was doing the sleeper hold. But the fact that Brock Lesnar won, retained, and now it's on and off to SummerSlam. Now we'll know who he'll face. The only unfortunate is, great job WWE for not putting Finn Balor on the pay-per-view, because during that Kurt Hawkins Heath Ledger match and the Jaws of Life scuffle, A lot of people were chanting, "We want Balor." If I were y'all, I'd do something about that. I don't know. Actually have Balor get his rematch, because the guy deserves it. You know what I mean? I don't care if Brock Lesnar will destroy him. We just need that rematch. That's all wrestling fans all around the world is asking for. Just give it to them. But all in all, great pay-per-view. Loved it. Enjoyed it. And there's nothing else much to say. Can't wait to watch Battleground. See how that card is. Hopefully that card doesn't disappoint. By the way, because I'm petty, congratulations to AJ Styles for beating Kevin Owens for the U.S. title. I will watch that match. And this is Shake Master J signing off with a crotch grab. Peace.